We've been lucky so far that while a lot of people have been talking crazy about the election, and there is very much a fear out there that Donald Trump or someone else could say something that sparks some sort of mass violence, we thus far haven't really seen it. There's been isolated incidents, but not mass violence, not a new civil war, anything like that. But that said, more and more people in powerful positions are talking about this still, these election challenges, in very apocalyptic language. So it's one thing when a random person says, I am willing to give my life for this fight, for Trump to overturn the results of the election. It's another thing when the Arizona Republican Party retweets it with, he is, are you? Oh, are you asking me? No, I'm not willing to give my life either way, honestly, but definitely not for Donald Trump. JR, are you? Will you give your life for the fight?
What fight? That's what's left. The fight you keep getting knocked out.
People.
You're laid out in the middle of the ring, bleeding from the nose, and someone just knocked you out. Where's the fight? The fight is over. Are you willing to die for it? Well, if you keep lying on the ground and letting blood seep through the back of your brain, you just might die. Because you keep losing these legal challenges. I think we're up to 50 now, are we at now? 50 legal challenges, yeah. Over 50 legal challenges now in multiple states. But every time it happens, they just shrug it aside and go, we're ready for the fight, bro.
Yeah.
It's the 17th round.
They even lost a little one in the Supreme Court. I talked about it in the pre-show today. By the way, pre-show happens 45 minutes before the live show. Definitely tune into that every day. But yeah, I die for what? I don't know. But that's really the thing. Yeah. There's nothing that a regular Republican needs to die for. But this is an opportunity for grift, and grift comes in multiple forms, and this is one of them. It's the like, I'm the tough guy grift. Yeah, I'd do anything. Whoever this random person who controls the Arizona Republican Party Twitter account is, like, I'm stronger, bolder, I'll do whatever. Then they tweeted out this. This is what we do, who we are. Live for nothing or die for something, with a video of a guy with an arrow cocked and pointed at his head. So like, I get principles and all that, but like dodge. Jesus, it's an arrow. It's not a gun. Put your hand up. It'll shoot you in the hand. That's bad. Not as bad as the head. There's like standing up for your principles, and then there's just being lazy about the whole thing. You could dodge that, I think.
Well,
but anyway,
this thing, what you want to do is make sure you leave enough room for interpretation of crazy people. And the first one, he's willing to die. Are you? And what scenario would you die? Is Joe Biden coming door to door and shooting people in the face? I don't know exactly how you would die. Only way you could die is if you engage in some kind of violent activity, and then someone responds to your violent activity, and you may die in the middle of it. That's the only conclusion you can come to when it comes to voting. Where's the dying part? Anyways, so next is this Rambo scene with an arrow in someone's face. So are the Republicans in Arizona Rambo, or are they the idiot who won't move out of the way of the arrow pointed between his eyes? I don't know, but I think they're gonna assume they're the tough guys. I'm the Rambo, so I'm sticking the arrow in people's faces. Wait, are we dying or are we killing? Who cares? As Brett Ehrlich says, as Simon Simonson of Simonson Sign says, who cares? It doesn't matter. Get shot in the face or shoot in the face. It doesn't matter. We're all just collateral damage to make sure Donald Trump survives and continues on with this facade.
Exactly. Yeah. They're talking about dying for it. My fear is that they're encouraging people to kill for it, because nobody is coming with a bow, which would be kind of cool at least. But nobody's coming with guns at you. You guys are the crazy ones. Like, do you not get that? But it isn't just them. I have a limit on how much Lou Dobbs I can take. I think it's about 11 seconds. So I'm gonna give you 11 seconds of Lou Dobbs being a tough guy.
My God, this is not a time for internecine nonsense on the part of the Republican Party, which is watching its blood drain into the streets because they're gutless.
See, that's again, it's the same thing. It's the like I'm more angry than anyone. Please keep watching my program. Like, there's blood in the street. Why is it all the blood imagery? We're talking about votes, like, and you lost by like 7 million of them. I get it that if you just talk about what's actually happening, it might be a little bit boring because it's just politics. But it's not about blood. Nobody's trying to kill you. Nobody's got an arrow in your face. You're not gutless, and your blood isn't leaking into the snow. That's not actually a thing. It's as little of a thing as your hair color is a thing. It's not a real thing. You just made it up.
You guys, you got to play Lou Dobbs' hair color silently underneath that, because I don't think enough people notice that. I notice it all the time, and I try not to bring it up because it's odd. But So yeah, the blood in the street, the arrows, they're willing to die. All these people are trying to harken back to this like idea because I'm a real patriot. I was a patriot in 17, whatever. So you, by the way, if you were around in those times, you tough guys who like to talk about blood, gore, killing people, being killed, dying for the cause, you'd have been in the back of the line. You would not have been in the front lines of trying to clash with anyone and running into bayonets and getting killed. No, none of that would have happened. You wouldn't have been on Donald Trump's 1,800 airplanes back in the 1800s landing in airports across the country. You wouldn't have been on those
Revolutionary War.
You would not have been on those airplanes. So anyways, the idea is to not have anything that's based in reality. Is to have these lofty like dreams in your head. Then you go outside and you try to recreate it, and you find out you're just a clown because they're gonna get in the streets and bumble.
Yeah, clown, painted face and all. Really fast, I want to talk about how different people can interpret different things at different times of their political awakening. So really fast, can we play that Lou Dobbs video really fast and just pay attention to the delivery of his lines?
My God, this is not a time for internecine nonsense on the part of the Republican Party, which is watching its blood drain into the streets because they're gutless.
Do you get? Does anyone get like what he's doing there? Like, I think it's honestly an impersonation. Does anyone know what I'm about to say?
No.
Because I recently rewatched V for Vendetta, and he's just doing Louis Prothero, the voice of London, where he's like screaming at the camera and like God above all, and England will prevail and all. That's all he's trying to do there. And it makes me think back to 2005 when I watched V for Vendetta, and I was still relatively new into politics and everything at that point. I was very worried about George W. Bush and fascism and everything. And like that character is supposed to be an over the top satire of a propagandist who supports a fascist government. And he is doing his utmost to channel that in 2020 on the way out as his chosen fascist gets thrown out. What a weird word. Like you would see that as a bottle.
It's the right way to go. We got Rambo
money
videos. By the way, the Arizona Republican Party took down the Rambo video. You know, they took it down because
they did?
Yeah, they were pressuring them to take it down because, I mean, they took it down immediately because they realized it was violent. It was apparently a short video, so I didn't actually see it live, but that screenshot you have is a part of that. Now, by the way, that party, the head of that party group had a statement. The Republican Party of Arizona condemns all forms of violence, apparently except for the ones we tweet about, and dying for. Sure, maybe they mean, are you willing to die of natural causes for Trump? I don't know, but I assume if you're gonna die for Donald Trump, it's probably gonna be in a violent form. In the strongest terms, they condemn all forms of violence. Fictional movie scenes should be weighed in their proper context. This is from Zachary Henry, who's the communications director for this party in Arizona. However, due to concerns about copyright and fair use law, the clip has been removed. Sure, Zachary, sure. It's because of copyright issues. Because on Twitter, if you post a 10-second clip of a movie, you get copyright issues. I don't know if Twitter's gonna come after me, but I posted Anchorman. I posted some Disney movie. I posted a lot of, I've done little 7 to 10 second clips of movies all the time to make fun of something or make a point. I didn't catch any copyright claims. I catch them when I post music on like YouTube or something. Yes, that happens. Yeah. Little clips of movies. Come on, bro. Just say we made a mistake and we were trying to get people to take to the streets for violence and we got caught.
No, because admitting that they made a mistake is telling people not to think about politics exclusively through a lens of you're about to be killed, so you need to kill them first. They want to have their murder and eat it too.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.